You're listening to the Chic Code Podcast with Wirda Alyssa and Sophia Arissa. All things chic, candid, and comedy. Hey girlies, welcome back to another episode of the Chic Code Podcast. And this episode is proudly brought to you by Facelab. Yes, thank you so much, Facelab, for powering this episode. If you haven't tried, please do so. It's a hydrating gel moisturizer, perfect for dry skin, sensitive skin, kind perfect for makeup base.
Correct.
Yeah.
And it's safe for sensitive skin and also pregnant ladies.
Yes.
So if you are pregnant, so please really be careful of the skincare that you are using.
Correct.
And avoid those macam active ingredients like retinol,
salicylic acid.
Salicylic acid, BHA pun semua kau kena avoid. Those very strong ones. Yeah. So if you are looking for a good moisturizer for pregnant friendly, you guys have to check out Facelab's moisturizer. It's super moisturizing because some pregnant women, they have really dry skin tau.
Yeah. Pregnant selalu buat skin kau sasui sikit.
Betul, because of the hormones kan.
Hormones
so this one,
berkecamuk.
betul, really make it very dewy and hydrated.
Yes.
Yeah. So even I use this every day and I have dry skin. So yesterday I went facial and the facial lady complimented my skin lah. Dia cakap I said I have dry skin. Dia cakap, no your face not dry. Maybe it's because of the Facelab's moisturizer lah.
So it's really good lah. I also nampak dia punya orang hantar review dekat Shopee. Ada cakap like, got to know Facelab from TCC.
Yes, correct.
Yeah, and then dia pun cakap like, didn't expect it to be so good.
It is very good.
Because it's yelah, aku faham. Maybe local brand skincare, there's so much in the market. Tapi this is really worth giving a shot lah. And like what Wirda pernah mention, this is a very clean kind of skincare. And clean skincare is always good for you. So, yelah, korang tak payah nak extra ingredients to make it a good product lah. Sometimes, macam makin simple, makin better.
Yeah,
is it,
correct.
Right?
Yeah, skincare doesn't have to be expensive then their work.
Yeah, betul.
No, sometimes like, macam local products, sometimes affordable skincare works.
Yeah. And one thing aku like about local products, like, when it comes to makeup ke skincare ke, dorang faham Asian skin types tau. Pasal kalau kau beli yang the ones in the market, like, of course, it's a bit more generalized kan. Tapi kalau macam yang local brand, macam diorang really sangat memahami situation kita, our climate, our skin type. Yeah, so cubalah guys, if you guys haven't tried Facelab, it's only $39.90 and you can purchase it on Shopee.
Yes, correct. I'm trying to find it on Shopee at the moment. Hold on. Facelab.
Okay. You see, and after that you see the review.
This one, here. There you go.
Yeah.
Okay, so what to type on Shopee? Because just now I type got space. You cannot put space or else it won't come out. So you type face combined together with lab. Facelab. FACELAB.
Yes, correct.
It's $39.90. Alright?
Yes. Aku baca satu review ni. What I love most about this moisturizer is that it instantly plumps my skin.
Yes.
No cap. From the moment I opened the jar, I was impressed by the lightweight gel-like consistency. It applies smoothly and absorbs quickly without leaving any greasy residue.
Yes, correct. Pasal dia gel-like.
Yeah. Betul. I love how my skin feels hydrated throughout the whole day, and I highly recommend this product to anyone who wants a moisturizer that actually works.
Yes, correct. Okay, a tip from me. So if you want it to be more macam like sedap and kau pakai every day, put it in the fridge.
Put
this moisturizer in the fridge.
Oh my
I
God.
put most of my skincare products in the fridge lah, because I like macam cold, macam very
correct
spa at the facial kind.
Betul.
Yeah, correct. And it can last better, macam like the ingredients akan lebih bagus if you put in the fridge.
Betul.
Correct.
And lagi dia gel, jadi dia macam, kau tahu macam pakai aloe vera.
Ui.
soothing.
Betul.
Lagi dengan Chantella.
Betul. Kau pun share kan dengan your husband, and your husband loves this, right?
Yes, dia pakai dia macam, baik pun dia benda.
Yes, correct.
And like gel like moisturizer, dia takkan buat kau punya skin oily tau. Dia
betul.
macam just perfectly balance your skin to be hydrated.
Yup.
So perfect for acne prone skin, sensitive skin as well. Okay, so moving on, it's a brand new day. It's Monday. And we're going to start our week with Jakarta Hunter. Oi, kuatnya audio guy. Terperanjat aku. No, it's okay, baby. Last week kita tak dapat buat cerita hantu, tak silap aku.
Yeah.
This week kita adakan satu untuk korang.
Yeah, guys.
Yeah. Brand new start for the week lah. Cerita hantu. Okay. As usual, email yang kita dapat kita akan bacakan, tapi kesahihan cerita-cerita ni kita tak tahu.
Betul.
So just dengar for entertainment lah. Okay, mau start dulu ke aku start dulu?
Okay, sekejap mu start dulu.
Okay. Cerita hantu. Please read. Girls Trip Gone Wrong. Hello ladies, huge fan of your podcast. I've been tuning in since the very first episode and haven't missed a single one. Oh, thank you so much. I love how you promote positivity and the empowerment of women. I have no doubt your influence has reached so many out there. I previously sent an email about an experience at my old workplace titled Cecil Street, I think, but it probably got lost in the sea of emails you received. So I'm trying again, and hopefully this one's get read. This story happened during a girls' trip with a few close friends in April 2025. We all worked in the same company at one point, but one by one, we moved on to different jobs, leaving only two of us behind. And despite that, our friendship stayed strong. We made it a point to meet at least 3 to 4 times a year. Last April, we decided on a short getaway to Jakarta. For a shopping spree and food fest. I was in charge of booking our accommodation and ended up choosing a serviced apartment with 2 bedrooms located close to a few popular malls. The photos looked nice enough, or so I thought.
Oh, shit.
We landed in Jakarta, met our driver, and headed straight to the apartment. When we reached the door, we beri salam and masuk. Assalamualaikum. Heavy. Like the whole apartment had been holding its breath for too long. Orang masuk.
Yeah. Thank God.
We chose our rooms. One had a king bed and the other had 2 doubles. The plan was to just drop our bags and head to the mall. But something in me felt unsettled. So I video called my husband. Disclaimer, my husband is tukang berobat.
Oish.
And asked him to take a look at the place through the camera. He told me to get 2 glasses of water, gave me some surah to baca, and instructed me to place 1 glass in the corner of the living room and the other in the corner of the bedroom with the king-sized bed. I did as told and we left. What's the significance of putting air? Aku pernah dengar this somewhere, but I can't recall.
Don't know.
Takkan untuk dia minum.
Joy.
By the time we got back, it was past Maghrib. The moment we opened the front door, a strange smell drifted out, sharp and rotten, like sewage that had been left to stew. It was coming from my bedroom. My friend and I searched everywhere, sniffing corners and checking drains, but the stench didn't seem to come from any one spot. It just hung thick in the air. The smell was so overpowering, it made my friend nauseous. We ended up dragging the mattress into the other bedroom so the 4 of us could sleep together. When I finally got into the shower, the uneasy feeling worsened. It felt like the apartment was watching us, listening. And even though none of the others said a word, I could see on their faces that they felt it too. I decided then we were checking out the next day. Everyone agreed immediately. We booked a hotel room across the street, and after settling that, we got ready for bed. That's when everything began. Dia ni boleh jadi author, right? Storytelling dia. Okay. The three of them slept on the king bed while I took the mattress at the foot. We left the TV on mute so the room wouldn't be completely dark. I lay down, closed my eyes, and tried to calm my thoughts. Slowly, I heard their breathing deepen one by one. Soft at first, then heavier, then unnaturally loud. So loud, it felt like someone or something was breathing directly beside my ear. I started to baca surah-surah to steady myself. That's when I felt it. A distinct pressure on the corner of my mattress. A step. Then another. Like something was walking towards me. I snapped my eyes open and looked at the bed. In the dim bluish glow of the TV, I saw my friend, the one sleeping in the middle, lying flat on her back, her arms folded neatly across her chest. And before I could process anything, she rose, straight up.
Macam gini?
Yeah. No bending at the knees, no shift of weight, no natural movement, just lifted like a puppet pulled by invisible string. One moment she was lying down.
Apa tu?
Handphone Nasyan.
Sialah.
Terperanjat aku, Babi terperanjat aku lah.
Sama.
Okay. One moment she was lying down. The next, she was standing tall at the foot of the bed, towering over me. Then boom!
No, your mother scare me, no.
Then boom, betul boom. A loud pop echoed through the room. The TV and the air conditioner shut off at the same time. Pitch black. Alamak, blackout pula. I shouted, "Nah, play like this lah, sial." Please.
Dia mana faham?
Glenda, can you please?
Dia mana faham kau ni Singlish punya maki?
Dia kena macam mana?
Anjir loh.
Oh ya, dia kena gitu
Anjir loh, brengsek sini.
And scrambled to my feet, hands shaking. I grabbed the remote from the bedside table and switched the TV back on. Then I checked the master control for the aircon. Not even 2 minutes had passed, but in that short time, the temperature had shot up from 21 to 29 degrees.
Panas. Oh, sauna saya.
The room felt suffocating. Kan, by then, the other three had woken up. My friend who had stood up was now lying down again like nothing had happened. I told them what I'd seen. No one said a word after that. No one dared to. We just waited in silence for morning to come. None of us slept a single second. At sunrise, we packed our bags and left the apartment for good. And that's my story. I hope it's seram enough to make the cut this time. Thank you, girls, and I hope you stay thriving and your chicest selves always. Sending lots of love.
Very good story. Very
good story lah. Thank you so much for sending this email. Very good storyline. Very good storytelling. Tapi kalau aku tiba-tiba blackout gitu tak terperanjat perut kau. Kau dah tengah takut, tiba boom, semua termati. Kan. Anjir lo. Paksa.
Bullshit. Okay. CHKS dia punya title. CHKS. Okay. Hi girls, I baru-baru dengar your podcast, but I dah fall in love. I'm not sure you guys akan baca tak cerita I, tapi I cuba je lah. I ada 2 cerita, top 2 lah for me, sebab I seorang yang dah biasa diganggu.
Oh, top 2. Okay.
First story, aku solat sebelah siapa ni?
Alamak.
Okay, first, I ni dulu budak sekolah agama. Duduk asrama. Best. Tenang. So biasalah kalau sekolah ni kan ada je event. One day, sekolah I dijemput ke Malam Cinta Rasul. You know, it's like a majlis kumpul ramai-ramai, selawat, solat sama-sama. Sangat best. So the event was at this one Mahat in Johor.
Okay.
Kami bertolak ke Mahat petang. Dah siap-siap solat asar sebelum gerak. And once we arrived, biasalah borak-borak dengan kawan. Kita orang mengaji sampai nak masuk waktu maghrib. I pergi ambil air I pergi ambil air sembahnya macam biasa.
Semayang lah. Air semayang.
Oh, wuduk lah.
Wuduk, ya.
Tapi I dah tak nampak kawan-kawan I. Orang ramai, sesak. And yelah, nama pemuda asrama, cannot bring phone, right? Nak call or anything. Then I macam, okay lah tak apa. I duduk je dekat mana-mana barisan saf dalam masjid tu. Sampai tunggu imam ready, I duduk diam je. Zikir-zikir, sampailah dah nak ready first takbir. Ada orang masuk saf sebelah I. Orang luar. I guess at that time, majlis ni pun memang terbuka untuk semua. So I rasa normal je lah kalau ada selain student join. Dia pakai telekung warna hijau. Hijau emerald macam tu. Deep green.
Green, okay.
I buat tak tahu, terus angkat takbir, solat. Sampai je nak rukuk, I rasa macam ikut mata ni kan boleh nampak kan actually. Oi, jap. Jangan act dulu. Ni kau act. Okay, jap. Okay.
Cepat penat mata aku.
Jap. I buat tak. Okay, jap. I buat tak tahu. Terus angkat takbir, solat. Sampai je nak rukuk, I rasa macam the woman sebelah I was staring at me.
Sialah.
So rukuk kan ya. So dia macam Syul lah. Seram Syul.
Okay.
Kau faham tak? Tapi I fikir tak apalah. Maybe dia
begini.
Ya, tapi rukuk. Sama-sama rukuk. Rukuk kan kau kena tengok bawah. Tapi dia yep.
Ketuk kepala dia.
Ya, kau gini. And ekor mata kau boleh nampak apa? Seram sial.
Oh my god, I'm so scared. Okay.
Kan babe? Okay. I macam pelik je at first. Tapi I fikir tak apalah, maybe dia first time solat. Maybe nak tengok orang lain macam mana nak solat. Okay, done. First rakaat. Second rakaat, time rukuk again. Same posture. Dia macam tengok I sambil rukuk juga. I pun bodoh, I toleh pandang dia juga second time rukuk.
Dah terkemar ke hati.
Kau jadi hantu ke aku jadi hantu? Aku jadi hantu lah.
Kau jadi hantu.
Kau faham tak? Kau gini. Kau
gini. Tapi kau gini. Kepala dua-dua gini. Hai.
Tengok kau
So kau boleh tengok
mana dia.
Oi, Syul.
Tak apa, jangan dia. Okay, jap.
Okay.
I toleh pandang dia juga time rukuk. Damn, dia senyum yang senyum creepy, mata bulat. Salah aku boleh meja Syul.
Dia gitu.
Mata bulat. I dah start shaking. Tertelan I liu berdebar. And I lupa nak mention, masa that woman masuk saf tertiba sebelah I, masa nak start solat, ada bau wangi. I ingat normal je. Okay, back to yang second rukuk tu. I cuak lah babe. Dah tak kusyuk dah. Dalam hati I, cepatlah habis maghrib ni. Nasib baik dah last rakaat. I tutup mata je babe time last rukuk tu. Gila, I takut. Lepas dah habis solat, dah bagi salam kiri and kanan, I still tutup mata. Yelah, kau
gini. Jangan itu terus.
Oi.
Kau tahu.
Okay. I terus bangun, pergi ke tempat lain. I sampai sekarang tak tahu if itu orang atau bukan. Sebab ada makan malam ramai-ramai. If korang tahu, makan dalam talam ramai-ramai, mata I melilau cari that woman. Tapi tak ada. Yelah. And some more, dia pakai telekung hijau. So, easier to spot, right?
Yeah, correct.
Yeah, okay. Tapi tak ada. So maybe ujian untuk I, untuk syaitan ganggu I punya fokus dalam solat kan. Second story.
Okay.
Siapa bercakap tu? And siapa yang memasak? I dengan family banyak kali pindah randa. So one day we decided to settle down in Kelang. Dulu I stay in Johor. Kita semua tahu kan, kalau rumah baru kita kena pasang ruqyah, panggil orang ramai datang solat Jumaat, macam nak halau bad things lah. Sebab rumah baru kan, tak ada orang duduk. Tapi rumah tu dah siap bina like 5 years ago, from the day I pindah tu lah. Tapi kami baru je masuk, pindah, tak adalah esoknya terus nak panggil saudara mara datang solat kan. Barang tak kemas lagi. First day okay, tak apa-apa. Kebetulan nenek I ada. Dia seorang yang boleh dikatakan kuat agama. So dia ada je lah baca-baca ayat Al-Quran. Second day, firmness begins. Like I said earlier, I dah biasa diganggu. Cuma waktu yang I diganggu selalunya 12 malam ke atas. Cuma that day, I tengah baca buku in my bedroom. Someone slowly patting my head. Tapi sekali je. Tapi enough to make me feel, what the fuck, apa ni weh? I tergamam. I terus tutup lampu and baring. Nak tidur lah. Lepas tu, dalam pukul 12 pagi, nenek I tidur bilik sebelah, by the way, with my brother. I pelik, kenapa nenek I mengaji kuat-kuat? Pukul 12 tengah malam, orang nak tidur kan? Macam pelik. Lepas tu, I dengar macam kecoh gila dekat dapur. Macam ada makan-makan. Maybe ayah dengan my mom lah kot, tengah makan, lapar malam-malam. Okay, back to my nenek mengaji kuat-kuat tu. I pelik, tapi I tenung je lah my ceiling. For your info, bilik ceiling I tinggi. Ada tingkap kat atas tu. Tingkap kat ceiling.
Oh, macam attic kot.
Oh,
aku rasa
faham.
Okay.
So kalau ada orang atas, memang dengar je. So masa nenek I tengah mengaji tu, tiba-tiba I tengah bunyi orang bercakap atas bilik I. Macam, fuck, apa tu? It's like a two-way conversation, both male. I tergamam sekejap and dah start shaking sikit-sikit. I cuba nak fahamkan perbualan those two, tapi I tak faham. Diorang guna bahasa lain. Tapi I describe je lah macam mana I dengar. You guys cuba bercakap macam biasa, tapi dalam keadaan lidah tu dipotong. Macam tu lah.
Oh gitu dah sure. Seram siap.
It's a two-way conversation, so you have to minang goreng mana-mana. Minang goreng mana-mana rendang makan. Yes. So dia cakap tu bukan kita nak make fun, dia yang cakap.
Actually seram.
Yeah.
Aku fikir
pasal dia cakap, you guys macam mana dia cakap, you guys cuba bercakap. Ada cakap
dia suruh kita cakap
tapi dalam keadaan lidah tu dah dipotong. Macam tu lah. Now you know kan why I tak faham. Macam tu. Kuat gila suara dua ekor tu. Macam nak tarik perhatian I. I call kawan I, ajak teman I tidur. Lepas tu, esoknya nenek I cerita dia dengar ada orang memasak and bau wangi. Macam bau rendang, gulai macam tu. Tapi bila dia pergi dapur tu, tak ada orang pun. So yup, you guys tahu kan apa benda? So I pendekkanlah cerita. My mom panggil ustaz and all. Tabur lada, sula dengan garam kasar sekeliling rumah. Luar dan dalam rumah bapa I serabut. Sebab kalau terpijak biji lada sula tu macam annoying, sakit sikit. Tapi lepas tu dah tak ada apa-apa. Cuma years later my mom pun dengar conversation pelik tu dekat luar, dekat tepi rumah. She got things to settle that night. So dia balik dalam pukul 1-2 pagi. Time dia nak cari kunci, nak buka pintu, dia dengar perbualan sebiji macam apa yang I dengar sebelum ni. Orang yang bercakap macam tak ada lidah. My mom said their voices slowly getting pretty loud, as if nak suruh my mom jengah kepala tengok diorang kat tepi rumah. My mom cakap dengan I, hell no, ibu terus masuk je rumah cepat-cepat. So that's all from me. Banyak sebenarnya I hadap, tapi I share ni saja dulu. I love your podcast. Please don't stop.
What?
Kan? Apalah. Cakap lah betul-betul.
Seram bodoh.
Seram. Actually seram when conversation kau tak tahu, and it speaks very weirdly. Wah, that is scary,
Yeah,
bro.
that is scary. It's scary.
Bro.
We say it become funny lah, but you imagine that were to happen
Malam-malam
malam-malam dekat
Laki.
atas.
Kira
Kau buat apa show kat bumbung rumah aku?
tinggi kat atas, lepas tu having a conversation. Imagine they are arguing. Kau dia mau lah dia. Kau marah lah balik kan?
Tapi in their language.
In their language. Dah jadi three-way conversation. Ya. Apa boleh cakap tu ah? Lepas tu dia tengok siapa tu kan. Kau nak. Oh nak. Kau nak. Kan imagine in their universe they are also scared. Kau faham tak? Kau tu imagine kita dua tengah bercangkung.
Aku apa?
Ya mah.
Kelakar babi. Masih terkelakar pula. Kau ada tisu extra. I'm crying. Okay. Imagine dia orang menyangkung. Kau faham tak? Atas bumbung.
Ya, kau tahu macam bambu je lapuk setengah macam. Lepas tu
dia tengah tangan nak bergaduh.
korang mana tengok cerita yang Maharaja Lawak Jambu? Dia kena buat this skit where they cannot talk. So it's like that. So it's like that. Okay. So yeah, thank you. This podcast is brought to you by Facelab. So kalau korang nak skin yang polos, you guys boleh check out Facelab on Shopee. And for our Malaysian listeners, sabar jap. Dorang pun tengah working on to selling on Malaysia Shopee.
Yes, correct.
Tapi bos Facelab cakap kalau korang betul-betul nak, for our Malaysian listeners or Brunei or all over the world,
Yes.
you guys just DM Facelabs
Yes,
on
they can.
Instagram and they can arrange it for you lah.
Yes, correct.
Okay.
Title cerita ni, Cheek Pochi and Cheek Ponti.
Ayo.
What is Cheek Pochi ah?
Pocong.
Oh, Pochi ah.
Pochi.
Pochi.
Such a cute name.
Such a cute name. No, I love that one. Cheeky Chong.
Cheeky Chong.
Yeah, Cheeky Chong. Okay.
Chong.
Hi, Chic Podcast team. I just want to share a few scary experiences I've had throughout my 32 years of life. I've shared a story with you guys before, but this one is different. And this time, I want to talk about some truly scary experiences. And yes, this is going to be a really long email. The first incident happened when I was doing my diploma at a nursing college located in Kedah. This was back in 2012. Bunyi apa tu? Okay. This was back in 2012 when I was 19 years old. It was only the second week, and that day was the last day of hostel orientation. Each room was meant for 2 people, but on that last day, my roommate decided to quit. So from that moment on, I had to stay alone in the room. It happened around 7 p.m. after dinner. We were all supposed to get ready for Solat Jamaah at the surau. My room was on level 5 and it was the very last room. Room 5-25. My room faced the court and the highway, and when I entered the room and opened the door, there was this sudden rush of air hitting my face. At first, I didn't think much of it because I usually left the windows open, so bau bilik tu tak kepam. I walked in and went straight to the mirror to buka my tudung. But the room felt unusually quiet and cold, like really cold. I started to feel uneasy. The mirror was positioned right next to the door. So when the door buka, it was beside the mirror. I was facing the mirror, checking my makeup and skin, just like normal girl things. And behind me were 3 large windows, fully covered with curtains from ceiling to floor. The windows were open, but the curtains were drawn. While standing there, I noticed something black-like shadow behind the curtain, between the curtain and the window. Strangely, I didn't panic. I just don't know why, but I ignored it. Even though my eyes were clearly fixed on that shadow. Suddenly, the wind blew into the room, like how it usually does in the evening, and the curtains lifted and puffed up slightly, but they didn't reveal anything behind them. At that moment, everything felt like it was happening in a slow motion. I was watching everything through the reflection in the mirror, and I was about to adjust my tudung. As the wind started to flow back out, because you know how wind works, can it pulled the curtain inwards, causing the fabric to stick to the window grills. And normally you would see the grill patterns, but this time, I noticed something different. As the curtains moved closer to the grill, the shadow was still there, and it started to take shape.
Oh my goodness. You know what shape lah.
My eyes slowly moved from the left side of the window to the right, following the curtain's movements, and I could see the square grill patterns until my eyes reached the shadow. And that's when I saw it. It formed into a shape of
A corpse lah.
yeah. Sebiji.
Berdiri.
Mati. From top to bottom, it looked like a human body, and I could see the lump at the top, where the head should be, and even the outline of the arms resting near the waist. It was tall, as tall as the curtain itself, and the curtains were hung close to the ceiling, so the figure was seriously towering. The moment I realized what I was saying, I froze. My body went cold. My legs felt weak, like they couldn't support me anymore. The distance wasn't even that far, maybe about 5 to 6 meters away, but fear made it so close. I immediately tried to leave the room. The distance from the mirror to the door was just about 4 steps, but at that moment, the door felt incredibly far away. My steps were heavy, like my feet was tied to the massive stones. Cold sweat started pouring down and my body was trembling. I forced myself to move, and the second my foot stepped outside the room, bam! The door slammed shut violently behind me. I collapsed onto the floor, completely terrified. A friend happened to come out from her room and saw me and quickly helped me up. She brought me into her room and I told her everything. Later, a group of us went back to that room together so I could take all my belongings. I slept in my friend's room that night. And the next morning, I immediately requested a room change from the warden. And I never ever went back to that room again. So the second story happened during my second semester. At that time, I was sharing a room with my senior and she was in semester 5. My roommate often slept in her friend's room for study group sessions. So most of the time, I sleep alone. And the room was still on level 5, but this time it was room 5-05. My roommate liked to leave the door wide open and the window opened. The night wind would come in and honestly it felt really nice. And that night I was already asleep. Our beds were arranged in an L shape so we couldn't see each other when sleeping. It was for privacy. I'm short-sighted, so when I sleep without my glasses, I can barely see anything. The room was dark, with only faint corridor light coming in through the open door. While sleeping, I woke up because I heard my roommate snoring. It sounded like a heavy breathing. It was quite loud. At first, didn't think much of it. I thought, normal lah, maybe she's tired. I closed my eyes again, but the breathing sound kept disturbing me. It felt too loud. I didn't even turn to look at her because I was convinced that she was there. I even saw what looked like the end of her bed, something shaped like legs under the blanket. The size looked a bit bigger. But I just assumed that she put a pillow near her feet lah. So I continued sleeping. Then I started dreaming. In my dream, there was a huge creature, like a giant ape, crouching above the head of my bed. It had red eyes, sharp fangs, and thick hairy arms resting on its knees. It was staring straight at me, smiling, like towering over her. I suddenly woke up, and when I opened my eyes, I saw my roommate walking into the room, holding a pillow and blanket. And it was already morning around 7 a.m. Then dia cakap, "Sorry, semalam akak tidur bilik kawan. Awak dah tidur dah, so akak tak kejut awak." Siapa siapa yang tidur sebelah dia? I was terrified the whole day after that. But I never told her anything. Yeah. So moving on to the scariest event I've ever experienced. This happened when I was already working, living around KL area. It was in 2022, and that night I went out for dinner with a friend. After eating and hanging out for a while, I decided to head home, and on the way back, I drove through a very famous highway, Rawang bypass. Aku macam pernah dengar this Rawang bypass thing. Okay. This highway is extremely higher than the surrounding forest. You can't see any trees at all, just darkness and night sky. It was already early morning, around 2 a.m. As I was driving, I kept checking my side mirror and rear view mirror, just in case there were any other cars or motorcycles around. But there was no one. I was completely alone on that highway. Rawang bypass is known for many incidents. People stop there to jump and commit suicide. Many have claimed to see hantu there. So being alone, I started feeling uneasy. Then at one point, I looked at my rearview mirror. It was dark. I couldn't see any reflection. I thought maybe the mirror had shifted, so I adjusted it. But it stayed the same. No matter how I adjusted it, I still couldn't see anything behind me. At that moment, I felt something wasn't right. I decided not to stop. I just kept driving. To calm myself down, I turned out the radio. An Ella song was playing. Ella. Nyanyi sikit dah. And I started singing along.
Sembarang je.
Okay. Suddenly, a car passed me and it kept its high beam on. That's when I thought something is really wrong. When the car drove alongside me, the driver rolled down the window and made a gesture pointing upwards.
Ada apa show kat atas?
Signaling there was something on top of my car.
Oh my goodness.
At that moment, I already knew, but I forced myself to stay calm. I speed up slightly and followed the car in front of me to confirm why my rearview mirror was completely dark. I turned on the rear windshield wiper. And that's when it happened. The wiper brushed against hair. Long hair. Meaning, Kak Punti was lying flat on top of my car.
So macam, kau faham tak? Satu kaki dia kat atas, nanti macam, kau faham tak? I will survive. When I was afraid,
I was petrified. Thinking I could never live without you by my side.
yes, dia tengah buat MV.
Music video. Kau faham tak?
Ada drone kat atas. Kau macam
Kena gini.
Yes.
I was afraid. I was petrified. Thinking I could never live without you. Sama dia kena kibas tiba dengan rearview mirror.
But the show must go on.
Okay. Memang and her hair was covering my rear windshield. That's why I couldn't see anything.
Rear windshield is yang kat belakang.
Yang belakangnya.
Oh,
so
yang
rambut dia tengah, yelah, basically dia tengah baring kan.
Yelah, first I was afraid lah kan.
Yeah. Tak nak sayang, thank you. Okay. Alright. The moment I realized this, the radio volume suddenly shot up to maximum. The sound was insanely loud and Ella was hitting a high note. And her voice suddenly changed into a deep, hoarse, male voice. Screaming.
Jadi Metallica. Sembilu Metallica macam mana hari?
Lagu Ella.
Ku berlayar di lautan.
Tidak ku sepi. Aku faham tak? Dia tukar dia punya.
Asul. Sesekali.
Slow motion lah, slow.
Hamba yang mendatang, aku macam hilang. Oi, sialah. Okay, I was so shocked. I almost crashed into the road barrier. If I had hit it, my car would have plunged into the ravine. Don't know what.
Oh no lah. Rural area lah.
And I wouldn't be able to send this story today. And the car in front of me honked loudly, as if trying to alert me. I kept driving. I didn't stop until I reached a 24-hour McD. I parked, grabbed my things and went inside. Stayed there about an hour. Didn't even look at my car. I only left when I saw another customer getting ready to leave. I followed their car out. When I got home, I showered and went straight to sleep. And the next morning, I demam. That's all, girlies. Thank you so much for taking the time to read this very long email. I hope you all are doing well and hopefully you'll never experience any of these horror moments yourself. Please don't stop podcasting. I genuinely enjoy and look forward to listening to you guys. Stay pretty, XOXO.
InsyaAllah, thank you.
Thank you so much.
Kau rather bawa kereta yang ada
I will survive kat atas
I will
bumbung
survive
aku.
kat atas, atau kau rather drive lepas tu kau nampak kereta yang ada I will survive kat atas?
Oh, ya, sebab kau tak nampak.
Betul. Kau setakat nampak rambut, kau tak nampak rearview mirror kau. Atau kau rather kau drive dan kau nampak ada tu bertinggi atas kereta orang dan kau
Oh, kau yang signal. Aku rasa aku rada nampak ah.
tak, kalau kau signal nanti dia macam dia tinggi pula kat kereta kau.
Dia tinggi pula
Ya.
kat atas. Mampus kau.
Macam kau sibuk kan, aku tinggi kat atas kereta kau, slow boy.
Slow boys.
Kan lepas tu Numan buka my car got
Ya,
sunroof.
Dah upskirt.
Dia buka apa tu?
Sunroof
Ada
dia.
sunroof dia.
Numan ke, your car have sunroof right?
Oh.
Wah.
Proudnya muka dia.
Dia buka, lepas tu nampak kain putih.
Dapat ambil itu ada secret.
Kau faham tak? Yes, correct.
Which one would you rather? You ever answer me?
Ya, aku rather dia tingkat atas kereta aku.
Serius ah?
Eh,
Dia main dengan radio kau. Lagu Ella jadi lagu Bandi Amok.
aku mandi amuk Aku mandi amuk
Lagu Bandi Amok. Kau pun mesti terperanjat perut.
Betul lah, baru nak feeling kan. Nak tangkap kan. Ku berlayar di laut. Kan? Tak nak lah.
Tak nak lah.
Aku rather nampak lah.
Dah
Aku
dia
signal on top.
Seram babi kalau orang signal dia.
Ella on top.
So we hope you enjoyed the stories today. Best cerita hari ni. Korang bilang kita mana satu, bagi tahu kita favourite story korang mana satu. But anyway, this episode is proudly brought to you by Facelab. Belilah Facelab dekat Shopee, $39.90 saja. Tapi kalau untuk Malaysian listeners or Brunei listeners outside Singapore lah, kau boleh DM Facelab dekat Instagram
Betul.
to get your hands on hydrating gel moisturizer.
Thank you so much.
Yes, and thank you so much. And we see you guys tomorrow in another episode. Bye.
Bye.